with the flow.
Can't forget about Coach Bergen. Of course. And if you don't got Coach Bergen, you ain't got shit.
What's up, Coach Bergen here, and welcome to the Coach Bergen Show, episode 35. Today's guest is Omid. I can't believe we've done 35 episodes already. Yeah, but the fact that I've already done 4 episodes this year, and it is like, what is the 6th, 7th of the month right now? You know, we're still early into January, so I'm feeling good about that, about the pacing, because I did 31 all of last year, and that's not even one a week. So now we can start moving this up a little more, get more guests, more frequent episodes, and yeah, if we get 2 to 3 a week in, 4 a week, great. Yeah, but our guest today is, oh, there we go. Perfect.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
So, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Omid or Omid?
Omid.
Omid. Okay. So it's a emphasize the O.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Cool. So tell me about your recent win, because I know that was the main purpose of why I reached out.
Yeah. The reason one was my fight at Reality Fighting at Mohegan Sun, Connecticut, January 3rd. Uh, so it's like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So that was at the 145 featherweight division, and that was my third fight at MMA in USA.
Okay. That was your third fight.
Third finish fight, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. You're at a professional level or amateur?
So right now I'm at the still amateur. The
Okay.
style is professional, but it's still amateur. I think after like 2 more fights, I will go professional.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. What got you started with MMA?
Sorry?
What got you started with
Well,
MMA?
when I was like 10 years old, my family all athlete. My brother, he was doing MMA, and then I was watching the fight. I watched the first UFC fight, and that inspired me. I say, oh, I have to do that. I have to, get on that. So I start training when I was 10, and I start with the freestyle wrestling back home in Afghanistan, and keep going. And I did 5 years MMA back home, and still right now. So I keep fighting, and yeah, it was a long journey. Still, I keep going it.
Okay. Awesome. So you said you weren't born in America then?
Yeah, yeah. I came here at 2021, like 5 years ago.
Okay. All right. So you're still a little bit new to the country. Okay. So how are you enjoying it so far? Your time here?
So far, it's perfect. I love living here. It's safe. I have all the opportunities. I have everything that I need. So, working, school. I finished high school here, training, my gym, my friends, family, everything. So, all the opportunities here.
Awesome. What do you go to school for?
I go to school. I'm a full-time student at the Worcester State University, majoring public health.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. What do you want to do with public health?
So I wanna study public health because I wanna learn about nutrition, and like my goal is to be UFC like fighter. At behind that I wanna have like career as a like a probably like life coach, or like I'm also a professional personal trainer, working as a like a trainer at a gym.
Okay. So
Yeah.
kind of like you're gonna be kind of like Mike Dolce then. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So so you had 3 fights so far.
Three
Let's get
fights.
to the most recent one. Who did you fight at Reality, and how did you win?
So for the most recent one, I fought the Taylor. He was I fought him before at Jiu-Jitsu match 2 times before.
Okay.
Yeah, I fought him before Jiu-Jitsu once. The face him in the final. I won him in the final. I kind of like one we get tie, like the first match, and then the second match I won him by real naked choke, like 1 years ago. And the same after like yesterday, I mean 3 days ago, I won again at the same choke that I got him like one
Nice.
years ago. Yeah, it was like so funny, and
Nice. History
now
repeated itself.
yeah, I repeat it again. So I think he is right now purple belt, so one level up than me. I'm four stripe blue belt.
Okay.
I thought his wrestling grounding game will be better than me, but at the first now I check him. So I finished him at the second round with a real naked choke.
Yeah.
But
That's
the
awesome.
goal, yeah, my plan and the goal was to finish him at the first round.
Mm.
So the game changed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, either way, a win is a win, whether it's the first round, second round, or third. You know,
Yes.
and getting to finish the fight is always better than winning by decision.
Yeah. Finish.
So
Yeah. So far I have all finished fight. My first
awesome.
fight. Yeah. Thank you. My first fight was the Combat FC UFC Fight Pass.
Okay.
That was my
Oh,
first fight.
Combat FC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. I won by at the first minute by KO at
Nice.
that match. Yeah. And then the second fight, the reality fight, October 4th, 2025. I fight with the 150 pounds. My opponent was 3-0 and I was only 1-0. And I won by at the first round by gate and dart choke.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome. So that was another quick finish then.
yeah.
Okay.
The goal was to just stay at the first round, finish, but
Yeah.
the last one, the finish is finished. You right.
Of course. Of course. So, do you have any dream fights? Any fighters that you want to compete against?
Oh, that's a good question. uh, Not really, but at the reality fight, I will have. My goal is to get the fight with the champion to get a belt. Probably that's gonna be the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next time that you're on the show, you'll have a belt around your waist.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All
Yes.
right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. Um, so how about UFC? That's probably where you see yourself, right? Because most fighters see themselves being there in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been like 10 years that the goal is UFC. It's all fighting, all training. Is the goal is UFC. So I feel like I'm on my way. I'm like very close on it. Like just so after like two more fights, amateur, I will start like professional record, and then like 1 and 2 years, I see
Mm,
myself in UFC.
of course.
Yeah,
Especially if you continue getting those first round finishes,
yeah.
because that's what they like to see. Those are the people they usually pick up is the people who are like quick finishers and put on an exciting fight.
Yeah. So
So
my fight is like always my fight. I want to be like excited. Like my fight is like I want to be like like not like normal fight. Excited. So
right,
that's like the goal. Yeah.
yeah. Keep it entertaining and staying active, et cetera, and not just
Yeah.
like laying on top of them and moving slow. Um, I get it.
Yes.
All right. So out of the fights you've had, which one has been your favorite so far?
My favorite one is mm, my second one. That was my favorite one because I did really good on that fight. So yeah, like you should watch it. That was my favorite fight so far.
Okay, is that the one you finished with the Darce choke, or
Well,
was that your
yeah,
first one?
no,
Okay,
that
all right,
was my second
the
one.
Darce choke. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you send me a link, I'll definitely watch it, and I'll even
Yeah,
add it in right here into the podcast.
yeah, I will,
Um,
I will, I will definitely send the link to you.
all right, cool, awesome. Um, so let's go on to a non-fight related question.
Yeah.
If you could eat only one meal a day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow. One meal to the rest of the life. Wow.
Yeah, any meal, and it can have variety, but it needs to be the same basic meal.
I will be salmon with rice and mashed potato.
Salmon with rice and mashed potatoes. Okay.
Yes.
I was not expecting that combination with the rice and potatoes and the salmon. I've obviously heard salmon and rice, but salmon and potato, I that's unique to me. I don't know if I've ever had it that way.
Yeah, I had that before. Like salmon, mashed potato, and rice is the best for me. Like every time
Okay.
I go to the house, yeah,
It's probably really filling. And then
yeah,
I imagine a lot of good carbohydrates as well, a lot of good nutrition.
yeah, yeah.
So, it'll keep you moving and keep you being able to, do stuff. Yeah. All right, cool. So how about this? If you couldn't be a fighter, what would you be doing?
Probably a teacher or a personal trainer.
Okay. So kind of the path that you're in now, more or
Yeah,
less.
yeah,
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if it would change at all if, if the sport wasn't an option.
yeah.
But all right. So what got you into doing that?
Uh, my what? That's a hard question. Wow, this it's been 10 years. I'm like doing that. So like I was 10 years old. Uh, I was watching a UFC fight back home, and back home is like that's the main sport is MMA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's like drive me to MMA, and that was like the goal. Yeah.
Gotcha. But I mean with like personal training and nutrition, like teaching that, what makes you want to do that aspect?
Oh, what's so because I wanna be, like someone like to like helpful for the community and try to help people the way as I can, like for about the nutrition of the global health or any like any specific thing that I could help people to grow or to learning. I want to be in the community that someone get to the community something at least, to help
Okay.
people gain.
All right. So you want to be, giving beneficial information to people to help them improve their lives.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So you should probably start your own podcast then, because then
Yeah.
you can start right away, start teaching, and then you could even like what I'm gonna be doing more and more is using my other phone to like research stuff while I'm talking live, and
Nice.
then I can be learning while I'm teaching.
That's
And
awesome.
you know, I find that I learn a lot more after re-listening to my podcast and like hearing the words that I'm saying, and then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that I knew that. Even
Yeah.
though even though I say it, I forget that I say it, and I
Yeah.
forget that it's real, and I forget that it's like information. It's just like sometimes after speaking something, it just like words as opposed to something that holds weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it's like I think that repetition and hearing things again and again and again definitely helps. But at a certain point, when there's too much repetition around a certain fact, I
Yeah.
think people just like disregard it completely. Um, and I know like I do that myself when I'm speaking a certain fact or a certain truth or whatever, that it just, oh yeah, whatever. It's just like the sky's blue. It's not a big deal. It's just, it just is what it is. Um, but to other people who aren't as, I guess, interested or educated in our food supply or, nutrition or stuff like that, it's definitely valuable information as well. Um, so yeah, I don't quite know where I was going with that thought,
Yeah.
but let's go on. Do you have any fights lined up for 2026 so far?
Yes. My next fight will be May 9 at Reality Fighting, but
Oh,
before
is that
that,
for the title?
I will be for the title. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you were saying before when you mentioned it, I thought you were saying that's something you wanted to do. I didn't realize you already had that set.
Yeah, but for the title, it's not sure that I want to have the title. So
Hmm.
we not like the title. I want them to give me the title.
Yeah, of course, of course,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
So
But I mean, I wasn't sure that that match was already set or that fight was already set up for you. I thought it was like something you wanted, like something just you were hoping would happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
gonna be, that's gonna
that's
be,
great. May
yeah,
9th at Reality Fighting. All
reality
right,
fighting. Yeah.
cool, awesome. Um, so is there any favorite memories about training or about fight night or anything that you want to share with the audience?
Yes. So for the fighter, like when like before the fight, the hard part is to cut and weight.
Mm,
Like
okay. How much weight do you cut?
like 10 pounds, 15 pounds. So that's the hardest part of the fight is the cutting weight before the fight because like before you lose your energy, you lose your water, like it's very hard to cut weight like before the fight. But when you go to the fight, you have to get back the weight and you have to get back on the you know recovery stuff. That was like for me the cutting weight is like
Yeah. So, I mean, when you cut that weight, do you try to do it all in one night, or do you try to do it over the course of weeks and try to like lose some other, other like unnecessary fat? I guess like not that you have any, but everybody has at least like 4% body fat,
yeah.
and usually around 12 to 15% for the average.
Yes, I started like 1 week before, like I start cutting weight, but I'm not go like too crazy with it. Like, but the day, like 1 day before the fight, that's the main like probably 5 pounds have to be cut in like a day, or like this is the. But I still start like 1 week before, but slowly, just like eating less.
Okay, so the night of weigh-ins or the night before weigh-ins, when you're having to lose that last little bit, it's usually only 5, 7 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of 10 to 15 in one night. Um, so from your perspective as, a health educator, how would you work around doing weight cutting if it could be eliminated from the sport? How would they be able to do this sport without weight cutting?
So as we have like a wrestling and MMA or boxing, this is like very different because I did also wrestling. For the wrestling, we don't have to cut that much weight or we don't have to suffer that much because we do like rolling. I mean, start the matches like 1 hour before the weigh-in.
Right,
It's
right.
like you cannot cut that much weight. But in boxing or MMA, the professional fighter they cut like 30, 25 pounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
Yeah,
is
'cause they have a whole day to recover.
to recover exactly. So for that one, like a boxer or MMA fighter is very like difficult for them because the opponent also cutting that much weight. So if they didn't cut weight, it's gonna be the fight will be like very hard for them.
Yes, for some cases, for sure. And most of the time, yes, that is like an advantage. But what I have seen is like Frankie Edgar is a good example for that. He
Yeah.
was a 155-pound fighter, and I think he fought at 145 for a while too. But he was only walking around about 150 pounds. He was small for the weight class. He didn't cut weight to get to 155, really. I think he was
Yeah.
probably like at his fullest, like, potential and whatever on fight day because of the fact that he wasn't draining his weight and draining his life out of him in order to just meet a number on the scale. So he was able to be a lot more explosive and a lot more active. And then I know one of my friends, he is a pro fighter at 170, and he's one of the top, 170s in New England right now. Ali Zebian, VIP Ali, and he only walks around about 165 pounds, so he doesn't cut weight to 170. He was doing it to 155, but then once he started fighting 170, he was like, I don't want to go back to 55. Like, this is so much better to not have to cut weight because now I can fight, not feeling drained, not feeling tired. And, you know, I hope that that's where the sport starts to go if enough people can, avoid cutting weight and just go up to the comfortable weight class above them. You know, even if it's 5 pound difference, you know, if it's not 10, then that's
Exactly.
better. But yeah, and I think that that can definitely happen more and more. And you know, it's tougher probably with like the lower weight classes because it's more of a difference. You know, 10
Yeah.
pounds is more of a difference. But in like the higher weight classes, I mean, look at like Randy Couture and oh my God, Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
They were both very, very high level, and they only walked around at about 220, 230 pounds, and the weight class was 265. So,
Yeah.
you know, they didn't have the size advantage, but because they didn't have to cut weight, and I mean, obviously heavyweight, a lot of them are slower than at the lower weights, you
Yeah.
know, especially during that time when they were stars, when Cain Velasquez and, you know, Randy Couture were stars. But either way, they were outweighed by easily 30 pounds each fight. And, you know, it worked well for them.
Yeah, so that yeah, that's exactly you said. So a lot of people like they cut the weight. So you know when you see the people that cut the weight, you say, oh, if I don't cut, I have to stay there. I hope that you know like everyone get that to fight to like the day come to nobody like have to cut that much weight.
Mm.
So everyone will be you know like the same. So that would be awesome, you know.
Yeah. What do you think about adding in more weight classes? Do you think that would help it or make it so that way people cut weight more?
It's that's important like because like it depends for how your body and how's your height. So
Right.
if you
It'll differ
don't have
fighter to fighter.
exactly yeah if you don't have that height or that like body type if you add more weight the you know that makes you slower. That's why
Mm.
the heavyweight if you see they're like they are very strong but slow but like 150 145 they're quite fast they go finish the fight like quicker faster because you know all of that.
Right, right. Um, so what about the hydration testing? What do you think about that? Like ONE FC did that for a while. They might still do it for all I know.
Yeah, that's yeah. Honestly, I don't know about them, but you know that's like the hydration about like cutting weight and stuff. That's the most important.
Yeah. So the hydration testing for, you know, I guess anybody listening that doesn't understand, what they would do is test how hydrated the fighter is on weigh-in day, and if they weren't hydrated enough, then they would end up failing the weigh-in or
They get
getting, you
cancel the
know,
fight.
not
Yeah,
getting to fight.
yeah.
And so it definitely cost a lot of people fights and opportunities because they weren't hydrated enough. But
Hmm.
then what has also come out of it now is people found a way to work around it where you somehow get yourself super hydrated and then start cutting weight, and then the water stays in your system during the time where you're, you know, getting the hydration tested, but you're still dehydrated. It just hasn't reached that part of the body yet or something. I don't quite understand it enough to be able to teach it or apply it, but I know that there is a workaround to it where it's actually worse for you and more harmful to your health. But it's like, so far, it's the best strategy, I would say.
Yeah,
Unless they were to add in like a second weigh in that's like day of, or, you know, and then have like a 15 maybe 20 pound allowance depending
yeah,
on like, you know, depending on what weight class you are, you know, so that way if you cut weight, okay, fine, you know, 10 pounds whatever, 15 pounds whatever, but if you're cutting like 30 pounds, it
yeah,
should definitely be more difficult for you to make weight at that point because that's like it's kind of sanctioned cheating in a way,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
um, you know, but
If they do that, wow, that's if they do the second way in, actually, that's like that will be like you know that's gonna help a lot to the support and stuff. You know, the second they allow you like 10 pounds, for example. You know, at this you can cut like for 10 pounds or 15 pounds because a lot of people is different. You know, like some people cut like 30 pounds.
Right. Right. And I know, like, because I did wrestling in high school, and it was usually like day of for the weigh-ins, but there was times where we would have matches on like a Wednesday night. So we would get to school, we would weigh in, and then we would get, I think it was like a 4 pound allowance or 5 pound allowance for when
Yeah.
we would weigh in later that day, and like at the actual match an hour before. Um, so I don't know how they would have to apply it, but if they could somehow add in a day in weigh in, would
Mhm.
make it like so much harder to cut weight to, to have it be effective. And I think it would discourage people from cutting weight and keep them more at their weight classes. So that way they can stay healthy and,
Yeah.
do the sport long term.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but all right. So do you have any other training stories or fight stories that you want to get into?
Uh, Not really, but I just want to talk a little bit about my all like what I do. Like, so I don't even I not only fight MMA, so I do jiu-jitsu, fight
Okay.
with gi and no gi. So I have to be prepared for that one. Ski and nogi is different. Even
Right.
especially when you're competing, you have to focus on one of those. And also, I compete at wrestling, and I also compete if the boxing coming up or kickboxing. So I do Muay Thai right now, side of my all training and stuff. So I want to compete in all of those to get ready prepared for my MMA fight.
Okay. Being good at each individual thing and then putting
Yeah.
it all together.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
It's very
Cool.
hard to balance all of this, be good for all of this, but uh,
Right.
but at least that each of this, helped me.
Oh yeah, for sure. So when is your next grappling match that you're doing? Is that before May 9th?
Yeah, that's gonna be Naga January 31st. I wanna try to go for the absolute get the Naga belt.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So is Naga how you got started with reality? Because I know it's the same company.
Yeah, it's the same company. The owner is the same person for the
Yeah.
and the reality, but the I think is for this one is separate. The Naga is the owner the same, but the promotion is different and stuff.
Right, 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 right. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like it's still one is specifically grappling and the other one is specifically MMA. But,
exactly.
they do sometimes, I believe, have reality events where they have grappling matches as well.
Yes.
Right?
Nowadays, all MMA fight they do like before the MMA fight start, they do the grappling matches.
Yeah.
Naga,
Okay. Super
yeah,
fights, right?
yeah, super
Yeah.
fight. I have done super fight before, like for three to like I think like 4 or 5 super fight I done before.
Okay. All right. And how did those go?
That was good. I hurt myself, but I didn't lose.
Okay. All right. How'd you hurt yourself?
So he had a ankle lock, and we was grappling in the cage, and his coach his coach say break the feet, and I push him, and then I pull him out of the ring.
Yeah.
That was my favorite movie. And then we get out of the ring and walking back inside, and it was very tough
You
match.
pulled them out of the ring? What do you mean? Out of the
So
cage? You pulled them out of the cage?
yeah, it was. Do you know the Muay Thai ring, like boxing ring?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we was rolling on that. We was going matching on that
Really?
ring. Yeah,
In a boxing ring?
in the boxing ring. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So I say like before my foot is break, it's popped up, but it didn't break. And I throw him out of the ring, and we both get out. Yeah, that was very funny. After I watched that match, that was very funny. And we get out, and then my foot was get hurt, but I didn't tap. At the end, I won that match.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Huh.
that was my like it was like that night was like really like remember like good memories, and that was really like different.
Yeah. So that's still confusing to me how you did a grappling match in a boxing ring. Like, why? That was that for reality?
No, that was not reality. That
Okay.
was a different promotion.
Okay, because I was
Yeah,
gonna say I've never seen reality with a boxing ring at any event
yeah,
I've been to.
yeah.
So that was just didn't add up. But okay. So but they didn't have like so it wasn't in a cage, it was in the boxing ring.
In the
And you
boxing.
had like ropes you were against and all that stuff too?
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah,
the cage walls? Wow.
yeah,
Huh. I'm gonna have to see that at some point in time, even if it's not that specific match. Just
yeah.
because it's definitely unique and a newer way of grappling.
I'm grappling.
Because it's just way different than using the cage because you can't really push off of the cage. Well,
Yeah,
not when it's ropes, you know. You can't push off of the ropes as much, but you can go through them, and
yeah, yeah. Why go
you
through?
can go right through them.
Yeah,
Huh. Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense than going through the cage, you
yeah.
know, or pulling them out of the cage. Because I don't know how you would do that unless you climbed up on top and
Hmm.
whatever. But or went through the door. I've heard of that happening before too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it in any like actual fights, but I remember I remember seeing it happen in a video, but I can't even remember who was fighting. Um, but yeah, there's been times where I've seen the door open,
Yeah,
where
a
like
couple of videos like that. Yeah, they go
yeah,
out of the cage. Yeah.
yeah, and then people fall out that way.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, all right. So what do you prefer to do more, grappling in a cage, on a mat, or in the boxing ring?
Grappling in the cage is my favorite one.
Okay,
Yeah,
why the
because
cage?
I can put him in the cage and I can do all the things that I gotta do. So the cage is for even I roll in the gym. We didn't have cage, but I start as soon as I start rolling, I bring them in the wall.
You into the wall?
I bring them in the wall. Yeah. So because in the practice at the gym, we don't have a cage in the gym. I
Yeah.
use the wall, so I put them in the wall instead of the cage.
Oh, got it.
Because yeah, it's my favorite
Okay.
one. The cage is favorite one.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get what you're saying. So it's like when you're working when you're doing wall work, basically,
Exactly. Yeah.
that you have an actual wall instead of a cage.
Cage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Um, all right, cool. So you have some good stuff coming up. You have the grappling match on the 31st, and then you're gonna get that title on May 9th.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll definitely have you back onto the show again, and you can talk about those wins.
Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for joining today. And is there anything else you want to share before we go?
No, I just want to thank you so much, and that was like great to meeting you. Thank you
Yeah,
for
you too.
for the support, for everything.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time today, and we'll definitely do more of them.
Yeah, yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. See ya.
Okay, hold up. I open the book and suddenly I'm getting therapy. Universe acting like my mom's sending signals to a parody. Pages looking at me like, yo bro, you got clarity? Like damn, can I read in peace without a whole prosperity prophecy? Yeah, book said, learn the illusion so you live the solution, bro. What kind of spiritual fortune cookie institution did I stumble into? Now I'm trying to act like future me, walking around the house like, hey, look at this millionaire energy. Tear up the page, said, bro, why? I'm fine. I ain't trying to cry on a paperback spine, but universe wild like, yo, leak that brine. Turn your trauma into power like a self-help wine. Mistakes are advantages, man. Is this a game show? Like, congrats, you messed up. Here's another bankroll. Enemies follow heroes. Cool, let the hate grow. I turn haters into cardio. Watch me hit a pace, though. Hey, I'm learning the illusion till I become it. Moving so fast you would think I hit a summit. Every little mistake, ha, watch me rerun it. Turn it to a lesson, then I'm flexing while I drum it. Boom, 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 destiny coming. Universe talking, I ain't even running. Pages looking up like, kid, you wanna us something. Become the illusion, stop acting like you ain't the one in. I'm falling for the wrong girls, classic me I guess. Trying to save them like a discount, Clarkin in distress. Universe says stop simping, king, regain your finesse. Your boundaries looking thinner than a CVS receipt, yes. Damn, now I'm practicing self-love like it's P90X. Meditating on my purpose while I'm dropping these reps. Got 1,000 push-ups popping like a spiritual flex. And my mistakes get monetized as passive income from my ex. Cartoons daily like I'm running Saturday morning. Jiu-jitsu monkey teaching morals, kids absorb it. Catch up and Kyle hitting festivals, they adore it. Nobody knows I'm the creator, but their merch sales gorgeous. Yeah, I am learning the illusion till I become it. Universe roasting me like I summoned it. Every dumb moment, boy I overcome it. Turn it to a banger while the haters say I'm stunning. Mistakes on mistakes, yeah I run it. Enemies lurking, cool keep drumming. Life is a movie and the credits keep humming. Like become the illusion kid, stop fronting. I'm like, why every lesson gon' hit me when I'm chilling? Can I read one page without emotional spilling? Universe said nope, you got a destiny to fill in. Alright bro fine, let me finish this villain killing. Now I'm walking in the frame like I built the frame. Head high, good posture, yeah I milked the flame. Every mistake, report, bust I tilt the game. Past version of me looking proud like dang, he became what he aimed. Kids inspired, pork expire, passive income getting higher. Vision clearer, dreams near, universe hired me as his cashier. And the message from the book is severe. If you don't finish this film, your destiny stays in first gear. Say no more, I'm here. Let's steer. Hey, I'm learning the illusion till I become it. Turning every flow to win, yeah I love it. Universe loud like a drum and it's drumming. Finish up the film, kid, your future's already running.